Hello everyone, Sableye here and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be going over everything you need to know about the Latin American International Championships in Sao Paulo, Brazil this past weekend. Now, of course guys, we have to address it. Tornadus Urshifu. At this point, we know what this core does. It is by far one of the most broken cores in the format, and once again, we see it here. 4 of them in the top 8 right on your screen right now. And guys, it is just an incredibly strong core. Surging Strikes going through Protect, critting every time, gets boosted by Torn with the Rain Dance, gets Bleak Wind Storms off, and if you do set the Rain Dance, you're now having 100% accurate Bleak Wind Storms. We know what this core does at this point. It is incredibly strong, and for the right reasons. I think it's broken, in my opinion. I think it's a little bit too centralizing, but if you're going to an event, you're looking to go to an event, strongly consider bringing Torn Ursh, or if you're not going to be bringing it, make sure you have your answers. Now, of course, another thing we have to talk about is Arcanine Hisuian. And Hisuian Arcanine has now successfully won its 5th straight event. And that's actually kind of crazy, right? Like, once again, obviously Arcanine has been a good Pokemon in the past. Hisuian Arcanine saw some usage as well. But 5 events in a row, getting first place is absolutely incredible. And I think what it does in this case, obviously you start running Choice Band on these Tailwind Urshifu modes, right? And you run Choice Band, then you get Banded Rock Slide in Tailwind, chances to flinch, really strong there. You get big damage with Flare Blitz if you wanted it, right? Then you get the Banded E-Speed to pick off late game things if they just manage to live on like 1 or 2. Incredibly strong piece. But I think Marco made it work, in my opinion, the best, because obviously Arcanine, it's been seen on balanced cores in the past, right? And I think Marco found that middle ground on I can go fast or I can go slow. First off, congratulations to Marco on their 2nd international championship win. Absolutely incredible. But like I said, it's this balance that also is paired with this immediate offense, and I think this is the balance. This is the core. And I hate to say like it's an aggressive balance team that Marco is running, but that's exactly what it is, right? And you have your fast mode, you've got your Bandit Arc, you've got your Tailwind, you've got your Urshifu, you've got the Goldengo to put out damage, right? But then you also have this defensive core that these Tailwind teams are generally not running right now, right? If you look at the other 3 Tailwind teams, or the Tailwind Urshifu teams in Top Cut, there is no real defensive backbone on, let's take the David team or the Victor team, right? There's no real defensive backbone, right? So switching around sometimes becomes difficult. But Marco said, hey, I'm going to have a defensive backbone. And I think having that defensive backbone is what sets this team apart, right? Because now Marco can go aggressive if he wants to. He can go passive. He can go defensive if he needs to. And that second mode allows him into maybe the Torn Ursh mirrors with the Iron Hands. Incredible, what's it called? Wiggle room, I guess I should say, right? He doesn't need to just send in Torn Ursh or Torn Arc and just say, I'm going to hit my Rock Slides, I'm going to hit my Tailwinds, I'm going to hit my Bleak Winds, right? He has that balance mode. He can slow the game down whenever he wants to. Play that balance mode, maybe have an answer to some of those Trick Room teams that were popping up for the other Torn Ursh teams, right? Marco's team, incredible call. Really cool to see that balance mode and that Torn Ursh hyper offense mode come together. Obviously, we've got to talk about it, guys. We've got to talk about LAIC. I thought this Mon was gone. I thought this Mon was never coming back. Everything is outpacing it. We've got the booster. We've got the Tailwind. But LAIC is a very fast Pokemon. It has Electro Webs for speed control. And now, it goes fast. What makes it go faster? My own Tailwind. If you were going to Tailwind to get faster than it before, well, now I have my own Tailwind to be faster than you. Oh, you're going to priority my LAIC with your Choice Banded E-Speed? Well, now excuse me, I'm a bit sick. We have our Indeedee now to stop your priority moves. So it's just all in all, I think it was a really incredible meta call from Tiago. So congrats on 2nd place. But then again, like this is, I think Tiago is the definition here of making a meta call. Tiago's team, I should say, is making a meta call without going crazy with it, right? A lot of people sometimes they'll try unique mons and they'll build their whole team. And the whole team will end up being like 5 out of 6 will be like unique and crazy mods. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes it does warrant for that. But I think in the meta the way it's shaping up, he said, you know what? I still have 5 incredible mons and what I think is the meta call in LAIC, right? Obviously, Indeedee is generally seen on those Trick Room teams, but utilizing Psychic Terrain to his advantage on an offensive, fast offensive team, once again, a really cool meta call. But then it's just paired with good Pokemon. okay, then it's just paired with good Pokemon. And, you know, you have Kiyu Fluttermane, that's been good since the beginning. Well, ever since those two are legal, it's been good. Ogerpon, we've seen Ogerpon do things, and it's just a really cool team of 6. Regieleki was really, really cool to see, so congrats on second place there. Now the question is, will we see more of it? Unfortunately, we did have a player disqualified from top 8. That doesn't mean that, and I normally wouldn't bring it up, but because it has major implications to the prizing and the championship points payouts at a international championship, I figured I would bring it up. So the 9th place, in this case, Joseph was 9th. He moves up into 8th, getting the 8th place prizing and the 8th place championship points as well. Of course, he's not allowed to play in top 8, but he does get he does jump up the bracket, as well as everybody else below the disqualified player also moving up. So in this case, it means that the 17th player actually bumps up into 16th in Nico Davide, and then so on all the way down the chain. So if you got 129th, you now get 128th, and you get some really, really good championship points from an international championship. So bubbling out of the, I believe it's 100 for getting top 128. So bubbling from going from missing 100 CP to sneaking into top 100 CP, I figured I'd bring it up. I think that's something I wanted to mention. But once again, we're going to quickly take a look at some usage. 3 Clefairies in top 32. Absolutely nothing too crazy going on there. Clefairy is just a really good follow me and a redirector. Nothing too crazy. I just like bringing up Clefairy whenever I see it because, like, look at Clefairy. Come on. How do you not bring up Clefairy? Anyways, besides the point, the other thing I want to talk about is the only Dondozo in top 32 piloted by Alex Gomez. Actually, the only Dondozo in day 2 at all, piloted by Alex Gomez, is a solo Dondozo. There is no Dondozo, Tatsugiri, Commander boosting stuff. It is a solo Dozo. It did not make day 2. The full overall Dondozo setup stuff, which I think is something to point out. And 2 other mods I want to talk about really, really quickly. We're going to go down to the usage charts here. If my mouse would actually work, that would be great. Thank you. Okay. Something I do want to point out, we have Roaring Moon on not only the day 1, but also the day 2 usage charts. And I think that's incredibly strong. But let's quickly go over, why does Roaring Moon all of a sudden have a spot, or feel like it has a spot in this metagame? Because realistically speaking, it was kind of also, it was not beating the Roaring Mid allegations, right? Like it was good when it came out, then people found answers to it, and then it kind of died off, but now it's back. So why is it back? Right? Is it the addition of knockoff? That's part of it, in my opinion. I think having fast knockoff is incredible, right? But it's also just a more balanced, in my opinion, more balanced. You can use it as a Tailwind setter. You can use it as a Dragon Dance piece. But I think that the damage output, you can use it in 2 ways. You can use it as a Tailwind mode, and basically say with Speed Booster, you're going to set Tailwind. Chances are I'm going to be faster than you anyways. Going to get my Tailwind off. GG. Right, you Tailwind, your piece beside your Tailwind actually isn't faster than my booster Roaring Moon. I get a Tailwind off, and now your Tailwind is really kind of irrelevant. I've matched it, it's over. Don't worry about it. And then you pair that normally with a fast knockoff and a fast breaking swipe to lower attacks and to just kind of be that supportive piece. Or you can be that setup piece with the attack booster, immediately pressure things. You can set up Dragon Dance if you think they're going to protect, or if you have Fake Out, or excuse me, or the Amoonguss. And the real question now is that what's being seen here is Roaring Moon going to win an event? Because obviously it's doing well. Paul Tua got 2nd at Toronto with it. Joshua Lorsi here actually with the same 6 Pokemon got 5th at Latin America right here as we see. The question is it going to be good enough to win an event? Only time will tell that, because it is creeping into the metagame. But it's time to see. Is it actually going to win something, or is it just one of those anti-meta picks that's going to be good, it's going to be consistent, but not quite get you there? But I think it's good enough to get there. I did want to bring it up really, really quickly here. Goldengo was not on the day 1 usage charts, but Goldengo was very much so on the day 2 usage charts at 34%, meaning those players that are bringing Goldengo, which is not as common as some of the other picks, they are in theory doing better, because the Goldengo players are, like, I guess you could say they're like converting on bringing Goldengo. I guess you could say there's numerous ways you can go about looking at this. But Goldengo, once again, another very good bring to the event. And just, I think that covers it, guys. I think we did it. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. If you guys do enjoy this type of content, I do plan on doing this after every major event this season. And probably moving forward as well. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you all in a future video.